Peace, family. Black Power. Real brief message. But first, I want to start off just give honor, to our ancestors. We need to draw from their energy and draw from their spirit. And one of the ancestors that been on my mind a lot is my friend and brother Chokwe Lumumba. One of the greatest men that I've met in my life. Besides my biological father, I give him that honor right there. And so for those who have friends of mine on Facebook or follow me some kind of way, that is why you have seen the recent postings that I have shared pertaining to our brother. And also his Earth Day is coming up August 2nd as well. So I just been reflecting and thinking, what would my brother Chokwe Lumumba say and do during this time? How would he feel? How would he react? What would be some of the things, going through, his mind? And I know for sure that if he was here, he still would be proclaiming, free the land! Free the land! Free the land! By any means necessary. Always said that. Always said that all the time. Opening, closing, in the middle of, that was it. And that's still what it is today. Okay? And I just want to go over what we is going through as a people, because the media, rather it's a visual, through the television, audio, hearing it on a radio station or in print. They're not going to call our struggle as a so-called African American people what it is. But I'm going to adequately define it for us and point it out what it is. Okay? Because it is none other than domestic terrorism. That's what we are experiencing as a people, is domestic terrorism. How so? Domestic means whatever is taking place at home. Whatever is taking place at home. That's what it is. Yes, as an African people, we was brought over here by force and against our will. So we have been displaced. But this is where we are. And this is where we have been for centuries. So yes, America is home. America is home right now. And so what we are experiencing is domestic terrorism. All these killings by the authorities, okay, are assassinations. These are outright assassinations. How is it assassination? Why is it an assassination? I call it an assassination because these are hits that are coming from the top. These are judicial, legislative, and executive killings. That's what it is. Judicial, legislative, and executive killings. These are assassination attempts, and it's coming from the top. Okay? In war, you have what is called rules of engagement. Okay? You have in war what is called rules of engagement. Okay? Now, what are the rules of engagement? You have in prison, the brother saying scrolls and strolls are kites. Okay? And they also call it green lights. Okay? But nothing transpires or happens before the green light is given. Okay? In the mafia, the rule is you don't touch a made man. Before you touch the made man, you go through the chain of command and you get permission before you is able to touch another person's soldier that's classified as a made man. Okay? Now, if this stuff that we are experiencing was just an isolated incident, then you could classify it as an accident or something accidental or a mistake or something extemporaneous, meaning taking place offhand. Okay? But when you have it happening all over, everywhere, when it's happening all over and everywhere, all around you, in every place, every state, okay, and it's prolific and rampant as it is, it's no accident. They are operating on decree, on instruction, on command, and on an order, meaning they have received the green light, meaning they have received the stroll, the kite, okay, and the permission, okay. And this is why they are acting, because they have received the cue that it is okay. They have received the cue to move out, okay. And so now they are moving in uniformity and harmoniously, okay. So these are assassinations that are going on. These are not just killings or murders, but these are outright cold-blooded, deliberate, premeditated assassinations, and they've been waiting on this time, and they got that cue, and they moving out. So we need to understand that this is domestic terrorism that we are experiencing and that we are in. Okay, this is domestic terrorism, and the media is not putting these assassinations in front of us to share with us what is going on, okay, or to enlighten us what is going on. They is putting these assassinations, the images of these assassinations repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly on the air, only for the purpose to instill fear. Okay, they have very wise, wicked scientists, behavioral psychologists, and all kind of is out there. Okay, and this is by design. But they're not putting it up there to inform us what is going on. They putting these images on television to instill fear. It's about the installation and the indoctrination of fear to cripple, to paralyze, and to handicap, and to immobilize. That's what it's about with them. It's about the installation of fear. When they used to take our ancestors and string them up, each to a horse, opposite end of their body, and let it tear apart, that was about the installation of fear. When they used to cut open our ancestors' stomachs, pregnant, and let the baby drop, it was about the installation of fear. That's what it's about, the installation of fear, to prevent the next man or woman from standing up. Sandra Bland, her assassination, the installation of fear. Okay, Malcolm X, Garvey, Khalid Muhammad, Chokwe Lumumba, Patrice Lumumba. Okay, all of the various political prisoners that are incarcerated. Okay, it's only about the installation of fear. And it's about what J. Edgar Hoover said, the prevention of the rise of the Black Messiah. That's what it's about. So we are in another state of the COINTEL or the counterintelligence program. That's where we are. That's where we are. We ain't never left it, but the strategy, methodology, and tactics, you know, are a little bit different, you know. But the purpose and the aim, the principle and the plan always remains the same. Okay, so as a people, we are experiencing domestic terrorism. That's where we are at. We are in a state of domestic terrorism, and that's what it's about. That's what it is. Domestic terrorism. They would never call it that, but that's what it is. Okay? Because if they was to call it domestic terrorism, then we would be like, you know, we may be like the white people. You know, all in a panic about this so-called fake stuff on Islam and everything else. They don't want us to become that in a state of panic. They don't want us to become in a state of panic and alertness like that, because when you call it that, you respond differently. You see what I'm saying? They don't want us in that type of state of alertness. You see what I'm saying? Because also doing that and calling it domestic terrorism, then you give the problem a different sense of acknowledgement, okay? Which they don't want to acknowledge it in that way, okay? Because now we go into the sense of dealing with culpability, okay, and responsibility. Because when you say domestic terrorism, then you have to really go to somewhere to place the blame, okay? And they can't do so because the blame or the finger be pointing right back at them, okay? And so they're not going to acknowledge their involvement, okay? They're not going to turn themselves in. You understand what I'm saying? They're not going to turn themselves in, okay? But we family, what we is at is domestic terrorism. That's what it is. Don't think none otherwise or nothing else about it, because that's what it is. It's domestic terrorism, okay? That's what it is. Domestic terrorism. That's where we are at, okay? Domestic terrorism. So I just want to put that out there, because they're not going to do it. They're not going to call it that. But we need to know that's what it is. Okay? And these devils, the European and Caucasian, hey, I'm telling you, they suffer inside mentally. It's just like Public Enemy said, more than ever do they have the fear of a black planet. Because in Europe they have a negative birth rate, okay? They've been knowing it for hundreds of years, you know what I'm saying? Believe me, this white man is very wicked, but he's meticulous, okay? But he's meticulous. So even though many of us, for the first time, probably in 2015, 2014, 2013, 2012, 11, 2010, when they did their last census, many of us may for the first time come to the knowledge that the white man is set to become the minority for the first time in America. We may just not becoming aware of that, but they've been known that. So this is why the game so-called seems to have changed for some of us, or has intensified, okay? But like I said, he's wicked, but yet meticulous. So in 1995, okay, the European was at approximately 72 or 75% of the U.S. population. So they've been seeing it year after year, measuring and seeing their declination, their lessening, and their subtracting. So more than ever, he is in a war in his mind. He is in a hypochondriac state in his mind, because we ain't killing them, but yet their asses is still disappearing. You understand what I'm saying? So this is a psychogenetic war that is going on in their head. Okay? Okay? That's what it is. We ain't killing them, but a lot of our brothers who is on that interracial stuff, dating, which I don't approve at all, are fucking them out of existence. You see what I'm saying? So more than ever, they have a fear of a black planet. Okay? So we are experiencing, it ain't got nothing to do with what we have done. You can make all of the appeals to them you want to, trying to convince them you human, you're part of humanity. It does not matter. Because in their mind, they are suffering from a psychogenetic war. A psychogenetic war. A psychogenetic war. Is nothing you can do or say to convince them to let up, because within his mind he is in a psychogenetic war, and he is trying to preserve and perpetuate and save his race and be on the face of the earth as long as he can, and not just be here in any kind of way, but to remain in power. And you is not worth his ass giving up power. Okay? So, family, I'm about to close. Just don't lose sight. That's what it is. This is domestic terrorism, family. With that, I'm going to close out. And, you know, if y'all haven't got up on this fine book, you know, our book, the Holy Black Papyrus, you know, I highly encourage you to do so. It's a good book, and it's a slept on book, you know. But still, I thank the many people who have purchased this book and supported my work. You know, those who are in the Twin City area in Minnesota, you can go to Subtext Books and get it. Okay, 5th Street and Wabasha, downtown St. Paul. You can go to Mayday Books, downtown Minneapolis, and get the book. Okay, Amazon has the book. You can find the book on Lulu. Okay, and for many who may see me out moving about in the street, I usually have my books some type of a work on me. Okay, so with that, I'm getting ready to close out, and I also have an excellent foreword in this book. You know, from the 7-star General Sarah Suseti of the Black Power Cartel. But this is our book, the Holy Black Papyrus or Papyrus. Okay, but it is what it is, and this book is based on and dedicated to the survival of the Holy Black family, and has a detailed outline of the white supremacy system and a real in-depth knowledge of self based on our divine makeup. And it's an excellent book for the layman and the scholar. Anybody could read this book and get something out of it, because it's uniquely written. And ideas, thoughts, and it's presented in this book in a way that has never been presented before. Okay? But with that, family, Black Power, peace. I love my Holy Black family. But don't forget, when we're it is domestic terrorists.